Let's go ahead and talk about the biggest film of 2025, at least so far. The movie that everyone is seeing and has a passionate opinion on. And that movie is Madea's Destination Wedding, not Superman. Get out of here, Superman. I'm not talking about you right now. No, 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 no. We got to start this right by talking about the biggest film. Move on over, chat, for Mabel Simmons, Madea. All right? She's leaving Georgia, chat. She's leaving that 8th of Georgia that Tyler Perry controls like a fiefdom, like a medieval fiefdom, chat. And she's going international, baby. Hallelujah. She's going international. She's got a wedding to go to, chat. Her granddaughter, Tiffany, who's just a terrible character, by the way. Just a terrible character through and through. She's getting married to a guy she met like 2 weeks ago in the Bahamas, chat. That's what she's doing. And that's what we're going to talk about. I'm going to admit at the top, I am a super Madea fan. All right? There's a lot you could say about Tyler Perry as a creator, as a person. There's been recent allegations about the man that have come out, which are concerning to say the least. However, Madea's fun. I do enjoy her. I do enjoy Tyler Perry's performance as his character within, the Madea cinematic universe. There's been like 16 or 7. There's been nearly 20 Madea films in the Madea cinematic universe. Yeah, that's incredible. I mean, to put everything in context, like the Madea cinematic universe is even more successful than the Zack Snyder DC Extended Universe. It's still going on. The DCEU is dead. Madea continues. The Madea Cinematic Universe, it's even older than the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Maybe not as many films, about half as many films, but still, you got to admit that. You're like, listen, there's a lot you could say about Tyler Perry and many of his movies, but you have to admit, he's been very, very successful with this character, and there are times within these movies, as bad as they get, and boy, there's some bad things in this new film, Madea remains very funny and very entertaining. There's just something about the character. There's just something about a black man dressing up as a woman that just tickles me. There's a long tradition of that. Tyler Perry's not even the one that first started that, chat. Before he did it, before Tyler Perry could run as Madea, you had Eddie Murphy in the Clumps, in the Nutty Professor films, and Rasputia, of course, chat. You had that in Norbert. You had that Norbit, whatever the hell it was called. You had that. You had, a Big Mama's House of Martin Lawrence, chat. Like, those guys, like the Martin Lawrences and the Eddie Murphys, they crawled so Tyler Perry could waddle run as Mabel Simmons, as Madea. And, God bless him for it, chat. God bless him for it. So in this new movie, you're asking, what about this new wedding? This Destination Wedding film? Well, in this film, Tyler Perry again reprises his role as Mabel Madea Simmons. It is the 13th film in the Madea cinematic universe. This movie is directed, written, produced, executive produced. He also provided the craft services, chat, for Madea's Destination Wedding, and plays several other characters. Actually, he just plays Madea. He does play. He does play good old Uncle Joe in this too, who is creepy as ever. This movie was shot over the course of 6 days, which, to be fair, is longer than some principal photography sessions for some other Tyler Perry Madea movies, like the Boom Madea films, Boom Madea 1 and 2, Electric Boogaloo. I think combined they had like 4 days of principal photography, so this one was a little longer. So I imagine because it's a little longer, there might have been a little more effort put into it. Maybe. One would assume or could assume. Listen, I'm going to tell you this right at the top. In terms of the things that I did enjoy about this movie, I think it has one of the best openings of any Madea film ever. It's completely unrelated to like the main story of Medea's granddaughter of Tiffany Simmons getting married, and Tiffany is from the Boo Madea films that we saw. Terrible character, but it just starts with Madea and her daughter. And, of course, Mr. Brown just going grocery shopping in a bad neighborhood, right? But Madea, she's like, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. All right, I've been shopping in this grocery store in the late hours, and nothing bad is happening until tonight, Chad. But the thing is, you got all these young guys going after Madea, Chad, trying to steal her purse. Madea, she fucking fights back. She has her goddamn super Madea moment. She is like Superman. She's like Batman. The way that she's whooping some of these guys to try to steal her purse and steal her car, it is a thing of beauty. It is, as Martin Scorsese would say, absolute cinema. You do not fuck with Madea because she will fuck you up, and she does so in the beginning of this film. I'll tell you what, do you need to watch this movie? No, you don't. It's going to be more of the same. There's going to be some fun Madea moments in it, no question, but you're going to also spend some time with other characters who just grate on your nerves, who are just annoying. You know, it's like, are we really going to go with that take? Yep, okay, we got to keep moving, right? But at the very least, watch the opening scene because it is very funny and it is amazing. It's what the Madea movies honestly just should be most of the time. It is great. But as I said, the majority of the film is just about Medea's granddaughter Tiffany getting married after knowing this rapper for about 2 or 3 weeks. And Brian, who is Medea's son, or actually no, her nephew, because Uncle Joe is the father of Brian in the film. And it's very hard to keep track of the fucking family, chat. At the end, they add new members every other film. Like, wait, who are you? How are you related to this family? Any case. And he's upset that his daughter, Brian that is upset that his daughter is getting married after only knowing this rapper for 3 weeks. Now I'm gonna tell you right now, Tiffany, like in the prior Madea movies, like in Boo Madea 1 and 2, she's stupid. Like, she's fucking stupid and easily manipulated. And she's just there just to push the whatever you would consider this to be, like a plot along until we get to the next funny Madea scene involving either Madea or Uncle Joe or, maybe another character or something like that. It's not very good. It's at times extremely annoying. Like, Brian, he's a cuck. He's like a bad father. Like, is he, a better parental figure than his ex-wife, Deborah, who, in case you don't know, in the history of the Madea Cinematic Universe, chat, Brian divorced 2 years ago so he can raise his son and daughter on his own because, she was on the crack pipe, chat. She had a substance abuse problem. He had to get the kids away from her. But Deborah kind of put her life back together in a way. But she married a rich guy, except she's like super manipulative, and she does this. I hate this thing in movies where you'll have a character that is just constantly demeaning someone else, an ex-partner or something, and like none of the other characters are like defending the guy, because everyone I think knows in this family that Tyler Perry's Brian is just a cuck. He's a fucking loser, and he's a bad parent. That's the other thing too. The way in which he raised Tiffany, and he has another son in this who I forgot about, BJ. I was like, oh yeah, the son. BJ has a lot of problems, by the way. Like, not to just go off another direction, but the Madea films, they've introduced their own Urkel. They have an Urkel now, chat, and that Urkel is BJ. Like, he is 25 years old or something, or I guess they say he's 19 in the movie, but he acts like he's like 8. It's very weird and very bizarre. Like, in order to like get dressed up to like go to this dinner in the movie where, Brian is talking to his ex-wife Deborah and his concerns about Tiffany getting married to this rapper who is also very rude for like no reason, also treating Brian like a cuck. He invites his son for the dinner, and the son like dresses up like he's in middle school or something. Like, he's wearing, like, an old school uniform. Like, it still fits. He's wearing, like, a backpack with, like, a stuffed animal keychain attached to it. He's wearing, like, this ridiculous bear hat on top of his head. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with this kid? It's like, it's supposed to be, and he has, like, a very whiny, annoying voice throughout the entire movie. And then, like, this is the movie here. Like, what the fuck's going on with this? And so it really just shows that this whole family is messed up. Like, the boy ain't right, chat. Someone's got to help him, right? Someone's got to help Tiffany, and Madea's the one to do so. There's also plenty of just weird technical moments throughout the entire film, as you would expect. Yes, many bad wigs at several points, like Madea's hair almost falls off her head as she, like, just plows through a fucking plate glass window, run away from the po-po, because po-po ain't gonna get Madea, chat. She's already gone to jail, okay? She's already gone to trial, all right? Stop trying to get her. She's just gonna fucking break out. She's just gonna circumvent the law, although she's probably liable to be arrested based on the opening of the film, because she murders people. Like, she murders people in this movie, which is kind of crazy to see. But you just have these weird technical moments where, like, for instance, when we're on Tyler Perry's compound, the 8th of Georgia Day controls, where it's nothing but brick buildings. Like, that returns. If you were asking, like, do we return to that? Don't worry, chat. We absolutely do. And you have a three-way conversation with Tyler Perry where he's playing himself as Brian, you know, Cuck Brian, and then he's also playing Madea, and then he's also playing Uncle Joe, and it's just going back and forth. The editing's fucking atrocious. But for whatever, it's supposed to be cold outside, and Joe, like, you see his breath, and it's like CGI breath, and it's very noticeable. But then when you cut to Brian and or Madea, they have, like, no breath coming out of their mouths. And so it's just, like, stuff like that where you'll just notice. It's very weird. And you notice the breath because the CGI for it is so terrible. And there's plenty of that throughout the entire movie. Joe continues to be weird, continues to be a creep, lusting after all these young women who are clearly underage. Like, stop it. Stop it, Uncle Joe. There's a lot of that. And you guys don't really care about spoilers, right, for this movie. You don't give a shit. Because, you know, they go there, and there's a whole mystery as to, you know, why is this wedding happening? Like, why is Deborah so insistent, Tiffany's mother, so insistent that she get married, you know, so young, even though only knowing this guy for, like, 3 weeks or whatever. And apparently Madea, who also always discovers, she always is the one that discovers, like, the true plot of what's going on. Because she legitimately cares. Like, she'll talk shit. You know, she'll say that her granddaughter or, you know, grandson or nephew or niece, that they're stupid, but she's like, but they're my stupid. They're my stupid family, and I need to protect them. That's what I need to do. And essentially you find out that this whole thing was concocted by Deborah. And in order to marry off her daughter, in order to get a hold of this huge trust fund, essentially. It's all about the money, baby. That's what it is. She's just doing it simply for monetary gain. Like, I don't know how all that works in the film. Like, Tyler Perry, he doesn't really understand, like, I mean, a lot of seemingly basic things in regards to life and finances. He seems to struggle with that idea a lot, so it doesn't really make sense in the context of the movie. But it's all to do with money or anything, so that's what happens, and Deborah essentially is just orchestrating the entire wedding in order to get more money for herself and her lavish lifestyle, and she's exposed, and she's, you know, called an evil bitch for it, right? You also have, like, Xavier, who's the rap guy, who you think is like, oh, he's in on the scam. He's actually not. He's just a good guy. You know, at one point in the film, Brian, everyone's fucking, like, observing someone from a distance in this movie. Everyone's spying on somebody. Like, he observes Xavier, like, talking to this unknown woman who looks pretty young, and he just assumes that woman he's having an affair with, right? He's cheating on Tiffany. And then Tiffany finds out about this. She calls off the wedding. The destination wedding is over. We need to leave. But later, Brian essentially learns that the woman was actually Xavier's estranged mother, and Xavier was asking her not to attend the wedding because she's a horrible person, causing this huge confusion throughout the entire film, and you know, has nothing to do with an infidelity. And at that point, Brian, him and Xavier have a heartfelt conversation, and, you know, they finally talk. That's the thing, like, you just have these moments where the characters finally talk to each other, even though you could have done this way earlier in the film. But because the script says, well, we can't do that yet. It just makes it so frustrating. And Brian admits to his prejudice and misjudgment, and Xavier proves his love to Tiffany and saying that he respects, Brian. And they go through with the wedding, everybody. It's fine. Everyone gets married. Everyone's happy except Deborah, because they all know she's a scheming lying skank. That's it. And then, of course, you have that classic Madea moment where, the subplots, which are the best plots of the film, is like Madea and her friends and her brother, Uncle Joe, they've just been overspending the entire time in the Bahamas, the entire time at the hotel, like using Brian's credit cards to pay for drinks, food. Uncle Joe goes on a fucking gambling spree. Like, he spends like $50,000. And this causes, of course, Tyler Perry to faint and have an episode while Madea and her cohorts run away. They run away. They leave the Bahamas because they're wanted by the Bahamian authorities. Bahamian? I think it's the Bahamian. They're wanted by the Bahamian authorities, and they have to abscond. They have to go back to America, chat, for the next Madea adventure. In this case, apparently, chat, the next Madea adventure isn't a Madea adventure at all. It's actually a movie that is focused on Uncle Joe. Uncle Joe will be the main character. Madea will be the side character, and then I can't wait to see that. But again, listen, this movie does nothing different than the other Madea films, aside from some funny moments with Madea, which is great. A very strong opening. Well, okay, more of this. But it always gets bogged down in just this obnoxious, just like soap opera drama that at best it's like unintentionally funny, but at worst it's just boring. It's just bad to watch. It's just like, can we just move on to the next thing? It's like these actors are just improvising. Like, there's no dialogue actually written for them, and you can tell, and like that's so frustrating. Not one of the better Madea movies, punctuated by some really truly great Madea scenes, but overall a disappointment in the Madea cinematic universe. But don't worry, chat. Tyler Perry, he just, spent maybe $10 million in this movie, shot over the course of less than a week, so it's already made his money back. Thanks to Netflix, shit, he's gonna be able to expand his fiefdom in Georgia. Perhaps he'll own a sixth of it instead of just an eighth. We shall see. But overall, Madea's Destination Wedding, not very good. What about you guys? Maybe you liked the movie a lot more than I did. Maybe you're like, Chris, you know what the hell you're talking about. This is the charm for Return of the Madea Cinematic Universe, all right? They've course corrected. Marvel could learn something from them at this point. Were you more mixed on it? Where you're like, you know what? This had some good moments, but there were some stuff in here I didn't like. Or did you just downright hate it? Did the opening just not work for you at all? Let me know.
5 minutes later.
When Madea went to the glass, that just made me want to. Madea 3DS, and when she just fucking goes, she is Tom Cruise running through that police station, right? Because at one point in the film, she needs to get her passport. She's like, I need to get my fucking passport, but the po-po are on to me. And she's like, I'm getting nervous. She's getting angry. Madea, despite what she said, she's always said, I'm playing it cool and stuff. She's like, nah, she's very anxious, especially when she's not on her edibles. And so she takes off running. She goes through a fucking thick-ass plate of glass, chat. Wig comes off and everything. Hilarious. Very good. It did make me want a Madea. I think they should do a Madea 3D movie. I want to see all that Madea thickness front and center. Draw between Brian and Javier is when the movie got genuinely interesting for me. Then he shows the best thing I've seen in quite some time. Work ethic. Yeah, some of the other films I've seen, 90% of the movie is just a series of sketches that barely have anything to do with each other. Yes, correct. Combined with being an advertisement for the Bahamian vacation, like Amsterdam movies, oh yeah. It's Tyler Perry just paying for vacations for all of his friends. But I did get enough laughs where I didn't hate it. Oh, man. How many biddies did he give me? Oh, not enough. I need more. He owns eighth of a state. I need more than, just 500 biddies. Tyler Perry buys enough of Georgia to name him Madea. You know what? I wouldn't be against that. If he did that, if they renamed Georgia and called it the state of Madea, I'd be like, okay. Like, I'd be like, yeah, I would be okay with that. Like, we're renaming a lot of things nowadays. If they want to rename the store of Georgia, just called it Madea, the state of Madea, I'm okay with that. The fiefdom of Madea. Between him lighting himself on fire in the last movie and him going down the slide, splashing holy water and strippers in this one, I mean, I realized that Mr. Brown's my favorite character. I want that spin-off movie. Yeah. Yeah, they have done the Browns. They have done the Browns and stuff. Tyler Perry, Eddie Murphy, and Adam Sandler need to do a club. Yes. I want them all in fat suits, though. They're all going to be in fat suits. Just, I think of your sacrifice, Chris. I couldn't see myself sitting through it. Thank you. No, I appreciate that. It's very kind of you to say. Medeaville. No, do that to Florida. State of Madea sounds like a future Madea movie. It's the dystopian Madea film. Let's go post-apocalyptic, baby, with Madea. Oh, Tyler Perry presents The Madea State. Sounds better, yeah. Man. Oh, fuck, I never saw Meet the Browns. Leave stream watch. Yeah, watch it. Let me know what you think. But yeah, you listen, I'm always going to be watching these Madea movies. She makes me laugh. It's true. Just Tyler Perry in drag. He loves it. He clearly really loves doing it. So he makes it work. He somehow makes it work. Everything else, like telling a coherent story, not so much. But there is some stuff to appreciate. Madea in a post-apocalyptic world, yes, like Mad Max style, like a Morton Joe. That would be fucking awesome. She has like Uncle Joe on the grill of her war rig. Let's go. I want that movie. I want Madea to do that. The thing is, it requires such a big budget, you know? But I think that'd be really cool if Medea's like Lord Humongous, Lord Madea. And she just I need your gasoline. Hellur. That would be great. Yeah, Medea's just on the fucking war, just completely strapped to the war wig. You got Aunt Bam as one of the lieutenants. Oh, it could work. It could work really, really well. Witness me! That'd be the last Madea film. I mean, you got to go all out. If you're going to do it, go all out. Do the post-apocalyptic Madea movie. Let's go. I'd pitch that to Tyler Perry. Be like, hey, man, why not? Oh, man. KC, hey, Chris, last night I caught Superman, and let's just say I believe a man can fly. It's one of those two. See a good start to the new DC universe, and finally free of the Snyder slops of the 10 years ago. Yes, I'll be talking about Superman. I had to start with the more important movie, which is Medea's Destination Wedding. That was the priority. It's Madea, and then Superman's like down here. So had to start the best. Oh yeah, Madea in Waterworld. Let's do it. Post-apocalyptic Madea needs to happen.